Okay. And Mike's working. There's been so many little funky things, just like
Oh yeah.
software things I think going on. I recorded like 20, 25 minutes into an episode earlier and realized that OBS for some reason wasn't like recognizing my mic earlier. So I was like, okay, y'all just been watching gameplay for 20 minutes. That's cool.
What am I banning?
Even though it was all plugged in and everything.
How may you die with your eyes closed?
Anyways, we'll see. Yeah, I ended up. I don't even know if my alarm went off or not. I was trying to go to sleep a little bit earlier today, but then my daughter just always wants to come in and hang out with me. I'm like, why don't you go hang out with mommy? She's like, no, I want to hang out with daddy. Okay. Mushroom King. Okay, well, hopefully he has experience on Teemo. Seems like he might.
Right.
So yeah, sorry everybody for kind of the late start there. I'll stay a little bit later. I'm still trying to get the schedule figured out and set up. I would really like to be able to sleep, you know, in the evenings, like I said, but it's hard to find enough peace to get to sleep for a little bit. And I do like to hang out with her. I mean, we had been hanging out a lot earlier. Her cousin came over and everybody was playing in the pool for a while, and then I've been hanging out with her some during the day. But
That is a Kiana mid.
Every adventure is better with a friend.
okay, how long do you have to be out of combat with this? What does it say?
Me and my wife did the 4D ultrasound today. It's pretty wild.
Nice. Yeah, that is cool. Everything's going well.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, he is definitely a one-trick Teemo. He's been doing pretty damn well too.
Nice. Just wait until she gets a driver's license. Hey, I'm sure I'll have a different set of problems then, most likely. I'm sure she won't be wanting to hang out with me all the time then.
Yeah, when it comes to the car, there's gonna be some other issues, I think. Other battles you're gonna be facing.
That's right. Be trying to get her to come home and hang out with me more often.
Right.
Don't crash this car, that type of stuff. I mean, realistically, they'll probably all be driving themselves at that point. All the cars will. But they already are, or it's like if they're not there, they're pretty close to being self-driving cars that can kind of go anywhere. They're just expensive. By then, manual driving a car will probably be like a VHS tape.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
I think we can challenge Mundo
30 seconds until minions
for a
You wanna
spell.
challenge him right here?
Yeah.
Alright.
You know the time and place. Showdown.
Right.
3:15.
3:15.
Yeah, it's when Scuttle
There's nothing
spawns.
to it but to do it.
Meet him out by the willows.
Right.
Except we'll have our boys like jump out of the bushes and gang up on them.
Drifting through the walls.
That's right. Mundo is usually pretty
It's okay to be sad sometimes, Willem. That's how you know when you're happy.
I'm just gonna hold on to this actually because like I don't think they're gonna invade me and there's no point in boarding that top river early because it's gonna
They
expire
are-
before the scuttle anyway, so
Keep playing, Willem.
that way if he skips, I mean there's a few like he can either start with the If he starts with machete, he does have an auto attack reset. If he starts with the machete, then he'll probably skip wraiths if he wants a healthier clear for skill. But if he goes for the AoE and the regen one, he goes for the regen one, then he'll get his wraiths, but he'll end up being a bit lower. So it just kind of depends on what he starts with. I've tried to make Mundo jungle work. Timo needs to be careful. You be very careful pushing top as like around that 3-minute mark.
Killed her.
It's rough. Timo could come out of the shadows at you too, so. Or not Timo, what's his name?
Mundo?
Yeah. I don't know if I'm. Okay, he's not here actually. He's either just full clearing. I'm just gonna say that he's bottom.
He's mid.
Okay. Seriously?
No way. She just flashed. I think that'd kill me.
Heroes don't need us. Okay, you're not looking now. Bring it in.
Can't believe I chomped a little one instead of getting the big one. Okay, so he did bottom. Okay, so he skipped. He did a different way.
The witch hissed as her spell was
So
done, and heroes raised
he
their
skipped.
voices
He started red,
for glory,
and then
for freedom.
skipped
They joined the fight with their cries
Raptors,
of darkest ice.
and then ended up with Scuttle bottom, and then he ganked you from bot side. So.
Rugs turned all those people into stone? There's one way to find out. Go Team Yeti!
Girl, Kiana's missing.
Yeah, they. Shit, seriously? You kidding me?
I'll save you.
No wards, just random freaking blast plant over.
Can't lose hope, Will.
Hey, what's up, Dylan?
Freljord is
I know, man. I appreciate it. I'm a little bit later than usual tonight. It was tough with my daughter. I mentioned that a little bit ago. So I know it can be tough for East Coasters. But yeah, I mean, my schedule these days is generally I try to be on around 11:30 or midnight. That's just the best I can do. I might be able to try to get back to 11.
This is snoring.
Yeah, I either have to go like later or earlier. I just can't do like prime time.
We've been poisoned, Willow.
It would be difficult to try to stream when my daughter's awake too. But she'll, you know, want to come in and interrupt all the time.
Let's check out some snow.
That dragon though. I should have just run back. I knew that part of it, that Tribush was warded because of how they reacted, so...
Everyone knows heroes are brave, and they hit stuff really hard. Only I know the truth. No, not that.
No fucking way. Dude, can this bot lane like move or what? Like, what's the story? Please, Caitlyn.
You can't give up
Okay.
standing on a Yeti. That's as up as it gets.
I'm gonna get his flash this time. Is it? I should have strafed the point blank stun. Countered that. Is he getting
7-1,
rift right now?
7-2.
He's not. I didn't even get an assist on that? Come on. I guess I didn't touch the Lucian. That's who they killed. I touched the Bran, and Bran walks with like 1 HP against the Lux. Caitlyn.
Let's put the venture in adventure. Make way for the Yeti.
Seriously? Mundo's down here.
An ally has been slain.
Get that ordered.
Drugs turn all these people into stone? One way to find out.
Temo's had him in the tower all game. How does he not have a bigger advantage? He must just be missing a lot of wide open CS.
This is just like
Coming.
my favorite song. Only this time,
Yeah, make it
it's not
flash. Oh damn, never mind.
treasure, like skulls.
Hey, thanks so much, Kendall. I appreciate it.
For 2 coaching sessions, please.
Yeah, yeah, we can do those coaching sessions.
Oh my god.
I'm always down to do some coaching sessions.
The troll was fierce. His breath was cold.
Yeah, I'll try to be, like I said, I'll try to be closer on time. It's just, it's difficult right now with,
Lights of steel, and flesh was hero's blade concealed.
this first couple of weeks with school starting back, trying to figure out a sleeping schedule that works, because my schedule is just so nutty with the 5 classes. Usually I teach like 2. But they were offering, you know, up to 5 because of the pandemic. And they thought there weren't going to be that many
If you could do anything
people
more,
interested.
what would you do?
like that enrollment was going to drop off a lot, and they figured out that it didn't. So.
Well, I just need not to die.
They already get the scuttle.
This day
Yeah, they
keeps getting
did.
more bizarre-terrific.
An ally has been slain.
You're first tickling me.
Wow. Kiana was too far in position.
My mom's out there somewhere. I can hear her, Willem, every time I go to sleep.
Turret plating will fall soon.
Boom. Headshot.
Oh my god, I missed it.
An ally has been slain.
Ice Wind, Spray of
damn it.
Souls, Way of Seekers, the Elder Toll. Locked for eons, a frozen key. The power lies inside me!
Your turret has been destroyed. An ally has
too.
been slain.
Gotta
I
find
think
out
he may have been able to dash out of that anyways, but yeah, missing that snowball was not good business. They're still down 20 CS, and I've like ganked that lane like 5 times in the bot lane. But it's like, how much would they be down if I didn't gank it though, you know? I take literally every camp. Literally every camp.
My boom.
Enemy rampage. Shut down. Your team has destroyed
I
a
bet you
turret.
3 items I can fly. Just never jumped off.
I hear you.
We're off like a dirty tuna. alright.
An enemy is unstoppable.
God. Well, that was the best that I could do right now.
Let's get in there and
Hey.
There you go.
You know what would be fun, Willem? Everything, if you're there with me. Just sing me out the Eddie. Fine, magical too.
Yeah, they've basically had control over every lane the whole game, so it's tough. He's gotten like all the scuttles.
How many words do Yetis have for snow?
Sorted.
And for fart? I knew it!
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm dead.
Double kill. Your team has destroyed a turret.
Oh, Timo has Ignite also, and he's getting smashed top. God. That's so brutal. When someone takes TP and the other person takes Ignite.
Did we just die, Willem?
I didn't realize that. Okay, well. Did our best to shut bot down. I mean, Timo had him in the tower the whole time. We couldn't mess with that. Kiana's kind of hard to gank, especially early on. And, I mean, we got something good to happen every time.
Put my tower up.
I think the only time that didn't work out was just an error. I think the decision,
Needs our help!
like we should have had all of those games clean. I think we did get a kill every single time. It's just I died on one of them, but I mean, it could be trying for Baron. Mundo's dead though. I doubt it.
Are we there, Yeti? Get it? You're laughing on the inside, huh?
Okay. I'll check that out in just a second though.
Sworn to make
Yeah, it sounds good, man. I'm always down for some coaching sessions.
starting with your face!
Am I gonna be able to get these guys? I don't know.
Yeah, I think they're caught out. Maybe not.
Well, I did miss the snowball. I think it still would have been kind of challenging because they had other people rolling up, but
Willem loves to scrub
An ally has been slain.
Ow.
web guarding the spider's lair. 8 legs covered in claws and hair.
Enemy
No
killing
web of
spree.
danger, like ensnared.
Okay, thanks, Dylan. Yeah, sounds good. I'll check out your email. I forgot to move the chat over too, so haven't been able to read everything that you said. But yeah, all that sounds good. Appreciate it. Hopefully, we can give you some insights.
Old people always doom the world. What's up to kids to save it?
Or if you want to go to sleep, I know you said you're tired. It's kind of late. We can do them tomorrow. Whatever, well, just whatever's most convenient for you. Or we can do one tonight, and then I don't know how many there are. More tomorrow. Kiana's bottom. Just mega fed. It's gonna be hard to farm that.
Here, Willem.
Neat. Yeah, now they might do Baron. I'm too far away. Yeah.
I can't pronounce
Yeah.
your real name.
Well, there's Jace. Maybe not.
You can't say Nunu either.
Maybe they're probably going for Soul. We counter Baron? Well, never mind. Teemo's dead. It's like even Teemo one tricks, man. It just.
Your steps are the rhythm. And my flute's the melody.
Well, Lucian's low. I mean, this is for Soul, like.
I tried.
An ally has been slain.
Happily ever after all.
Yeah, all the new champs are pretty much
The adventure
pretty complex. I mean, they're never. I will say this: it probably will be extremely rare for them to release something like Garen again, you know, or Persona. You know what I mean? Like,
I bet.
like to come up with something new, it has to be to make it feel fresh. It has to be, you know, like relatively innovative, right? There's already 150 champs, so 160. I don't know why. Yeah, that last one was a long shot, but I really didn't want him to have Soul. I mean, Cloud Soul isn't as brutal as some of the other ones, but still, like, you know, like I said, we just every lane was just having a lot of problems this game, so it's
I'm gonna knock it out.
so hard to contest anything. Yeah, so I'm just gonna. Oh, there's Jace. He's fed too. Can't fight him.
A snowball is never just a snowball. If you believe in magic.
Okay.
Oh. Trying to get away.
Well, we held there.
Yeah.
Set is pretty straightforward. I think that's about as sort of basic as they're gonna make a champ in this day and age. There's still stuff, you know, like animation, like auto attack resets, and things like that. So there's still some stuff with set, but I guess Kiana mechanically is not that hard. It was just like sort of weird to figure out which items and runes you should get on her. People still debate that. Well, they keep wanting to make ADC more complex in general. I've talked about this a ton, about why ADC is always sort of the least diverse role.
Maybe just a little.
Yeah, I wish I'd be able to get my Leandres before we have dragon fight, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I bet we could have fun over there.
Yeah.
I think we gotta catch somebody out.
Red is all dead.
It's okay to be sad sometimes, Willem. That's how you know when you're happy.
Quadra kill. Aced. Your turret has been destroyed.
It's like question marking. Like I literally ganked for you like 6 times, and he's still up 50 CS and 5K. I mean, and you're playing the most broken ADC on this patch.
I miss you too, Willem.
She'll probably be mobile. I mean, it will be something that can probably be played in multiple roles, at least in theory. That's pretty much every champ, because they want as many people as possible to buy it and play it, you know what I mean? What the fuck? Why did she ult? Like, she hit him with the bind, right? Did she not have it? Were my graphics glitched? Like, he literally walks out with like 200 HP. Yeah, that's the only reason I committed to that harder, was because she hit her bind. Hmm. And she'd been consistently doing that. Like, that was her pattern all game. When she hits the bind, she drops her whole combo. Maybe she just didn't have it. Maybe I didn't see it.
I didn't think you were dead. I could see you breathing.
Oh my god. I just died.
How's Mundo get going so fast? So he's got, he has smite. He doesn't have phase rush though. Doesn't have ghost, but it feels like he's turning something on to get moving like really quickly. Maybe it is just fleet.
Damn.
Okay, let me okay, 2 coaching sessions. Let me see. Are you still here, Jason?
Yeah, sorry.
How many more games do you think about playing?
I probably play like a 1 or.
Okay. Because I do need to do some coaching sessions. I can either do one like right now, and then we could play one after. We could maybe play one right now, and then I could do it after that.
Yeah, I'll play one
Okay.
more, then I'll probably hit the bed, and then
Okay.
you do what you gotta do.
Okay. Yeah, if that's cool with you, let's since Jason's probably got to get off here after this one. If that's okay, Dylan, we'll just play one more, and then we'll do the one or both of the coaching sessions, whatever you want to do. Oh yeah. You're right, Dylan. I forgot the Cloud Soul when he ults. Yeah. That makes sense. I was just saying I don't think it matters that much, but it actually did matter a lot with Mundo. Kaisa. Yeah, Kaisa is difficult to balance, but I think she overall is pretty good design. Because she can go AP or AD. Like, the item... A big part, and I talk about this... I've talked about it a lot, and in the itemization video, part of what makes ADC... There are a few things that make ADC feel bad to play, and why it's one of the worst roles in solo queue until you get to really high elo, and why it's one of the least diverse roles. One of them is that almost all ADCs are trying to do the same type of thing, right? Just ranged physical damage dealer, and so it's just a question of who does that best. And that's why you almost always see the most concentration at the top, right? Like, whatever the meta is, whether it's push and poke, assassins, like there's a few different ones, or like whether crit is strong or whether on hit is strong. It's almost always that. Like, they have little nuances about, like, you know, special little things they do, but ultimately many of them are trying to like do the same thing, right? Like, there's not a popular tank bottom, right, like option, or like a mage bottom option. There's some of those like that you can do that can work, but not like mainstream. And that's why you see like pick rates, you know, Ezreal's 27%, Caitlyn's 27, Ash's 21. And usually if you look at other roles and their pick rates, it's not as concentrated, right? You very rarely see something that's over 20% in the other roles. Like 17 Thresh, 15 Lulu. Mid's almost always the most diverse. 13-13 here. Jungle's 14-12. Top is actually seems to be the most diverse right now. Only 2 10s. But it's almost always in bot lane. You get 27-27. And part of that... part of that is just because... like I said, they're all trying to do the same thing, and Ezreal is one of the only ones that has like consistent mobility and can perform really well even if your team is like pretty bad. And then Caitlyn, just her stats are really strong right now. And it's just kind of the ranged poke meta with the Caitlyn and the Ashe. But Ezreal is almost always really far up there. But Riot has tried to answer that a little bit. I mean, Kaisa was one where... And some of it does come down to itemization. I just said before is that the items just seem really bad for crit ADCs specifically, because you have to get a BF sword, which sucks. It locks you into very specific back timings. And it just feels really bad when you're behind. Most ADCs need, you know, multiple items before they're relevant. There are a few, like Draven right off the bat, and there's a few others that can do stuff early, but for the most part, they need, like, at least 2 items. Yeah, Lucian can. Lucian is another one who... That's another thing, is if they get too strong, like, trying to get the balance right, especially with someone like Lucian, then he can terrorize other lanes. So I guess they're switching. It's going to be top Vayne, I'm assuming. Nah, Vayne sometimes people do it top, but if you want that type of thing, usually it's Lucian. But Vayne can be okay, it's just you have to like pretty much never get ganked, but
We switching here, boys?
no, they're probably duoed and they're just like
Okay.
they're just role swapping.
I got you.
Would be my guess.
Yeah.
Okay, they do have Lux. It's annoying. AP Tristana hasn't been a thing in a really long time. Like they reworked her ult or something. Her bomb. She used to have something that I think it was her bomb, her E, that had like some kind of bleed effect to it that scaled really heavily with AP, and they reworked it. Are you just like naming ADCs? No lethality. Lethality on ADCs is really bad right now. Like there's a couple of champs that maybe lethality could work, but it's not optimal on any ADC right now. Like maybe Misfortune. Maybe Misfortune. I still think that crit is a lot more meta right now. Maybe Draven, although the Bloodthirster opener is still more meta. Jhin, but crit is sort of where it's at right now. Just in terms of like what's the best thing to do if you're trying to climb. If you're just trying to YOLO, sure. Hey, what's up, Allie?
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Yeah, Varus, you're right. If people still want to do that Varus build, that did get nerfed pretty heavily, but you're right. That's another one that could be good. Yeah, that's a little awkward. I guess he took the wrong runes or something? Because I'm assuming they're duos. They didn't type anything about switching, but they just did switch, so...
Minions have spawned.
Black Cleaver Leandries? I know some people were doing some funky stuff with Leandries. Zach's not gonna need that, so I'll give you 2.
Thanks, bro.
Damn, lost 20 in a row, Allie. That's rough, man. I mean, I've lost like 14 in a row before. It happens. I do think that's a good call, though, to try to reset the mental a little bit, because when that's happening, you know, there's pretty much no way that it's not, like, affecting somebody's mental.
Yeah, I've had a few rough days as well.
If you're trying to win anyways, if you're just kind of like YOLO, you know, maybe it doesn't matter to you, but a lot of people, yeah, it's going to be weighing at least a little bit on your mind, so yeah, it's a... I mean, I understand the desire to try to make lethality a thing. Like, it has a much better item build path than crit. You know, like, I wish it was more of a thing. Lethality has some of the best itemization choices, in theory, you know? Like, you have so much utility on those items. It's like Ghostblade and Umbral and all this other stuff. Kind of like Manamune, right? Like, feels really good. It's like, sweet, you get a lot of mana and all this kind of stuff. Lux with Guardian's pretty good, yeah. And Guardian is getting nerfed next patch, but yeah, I mean, Guardian's pretty good on kind of everybody since they buffed it maybe 4 patches ago or something. I don't know where they are. Are they just like hiding in a bush?
Oh, I realized I'm supposed to die. Yeah.
Try Zach. I mean, he's pretty good right now. I think he's underrated for sure. We have to run. Maybe I didn't have to stay. I felt like I was kind of priced into staying though. Yeah, I mean, I play it on a lot of champs. I mean, almost every support takes it. Yeah, it probably is a little strong. I wish they'd buff some of the other stuff though too, but they're gonna do that. Like buff Airy or something. But
Pound's missing.
okay. Is he top? We need to go buy here soon. But we were, you know, I'm gonna give up a bunch of free experience and probably would have lost another plate if I didn't stay, so. So I'm gonna stay as a cannon wave. I really want to hit 6 also. I'm not gonna be able to get it, but I might get it off the magical journey on the way back. I think I will.
Careful, Talon. I think it's coming bot. Oh, never mind. Still here.
An enemy has been slain.
Onward!
Oh, nice.
Really? down.
An ally has been slain.
Damn. This vein is
mana.
beating on the Darius pretty bad.
No way. I'm gonna die, aren't I? It's gonna be a straight solo Q special.
You have been slain.
Warwick's still there. Yeah. My god, we're down 25 CS. These games are rough tonight.
Killing spree.
Alright, we're getting stuff though. I mean, the Warwick does only, he's been ganking a lot, but he does only have 37 CS, so.
We got that going for us.
Yeah, and Vayne died top, but she's also up like 40 CS, so. We do have some good stuff going on. Just gotta chill a little bit. I mean, these trades like weren't terrible. It's like going 1 for 1, but the problem is that Kai'Sa's getting the stuff. But I got priority. We don't have Jesus.
Oh my. You freaking boss. Tell you what. I'd love you so much. Oh my god. That's why we play Bard, baby.
That's right.
That was sick. Thank you.
Yeah, we got it. Aatrox is probably a little underrated right now. I've seen him still take over games. Still doesn't quite have Sheen yet.
Thank God. That was too close.
Hey, Warwick might be coming down here. Probably.
Rampage. Double kill.
Shit.
An ally has been slain. Turret plating is super.
Well, Vayne did a good job.
Okay.
Anyway. Oh my god, is she gonna kill him? Oh, poor Darius. Not having a good game.
Yeah, that is a good matchup for Vayne. I mean,
It's really good.
I might have to stay. We kind of overstayed. Hopefully Ezreal got something good, because back timing's pretty atrocious. It's part of why we're down so much CS. Pretty much gave up the tower to get a Glacial Shroud. I don't know about that one.
I'm just chilling with this Vayne.
Yeah, probably a good idea. Yeah, I think they're rotating on you guys.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
I should just go out of there.
Yeah, it's a little awkward, but it's all good.
Your team has
I'll
destroyed.
probably baited you there a bit.
I think it was a good ult. It's just we didn't have enough people there to follow up. If we had that numbers, I think we could have done fine.
You have slain an enemy.
Oh, almost.
Has been slain.
Have you tried Bard and Diamond yet?
Yeah, I played him a couple of days ago. I think I played him twice, and I was 2-0.
I figured.
An enemy has been slain.
I'll say it's time to try it in Diamond if you haven't already.
Yeah, we did all right with it. One game, I can't remember exactly. I don't think I did too well with it, but we won. And then the other one I did fairly well. I almost got out of that.
Darius is right here.
The order is given. Conquer.
No, don't ARAM, dude. Just let Vayne get pressure in the side lane.
He's got I think ripped in 17 seconds.
Oh, okay.
Or never mind. He's got 179 remaining.
Yeah, you got a while, man. Just calm down. Play around the Vayne pressure. Big golem, you trolling.
The order is given.
Really?
Yeah, I think I'm learning like to hold on to the chimes a little bit more in some situations because it is so much of your damage. Like, is it even worth me attacking Baron in a situation like that? Probably not. So I'm trying to think about that a little bit more before I just randomly hit stuff with chimes. So I've got 3 ready to go because I mean they are adding like 165 damage per auto, and it does splash. So it can hit multiple people, so it doesn't take that long to fill them back up, or meeps, I mean. It doesn't take that long to fill them back up, but how long until I get a 4th one? Those are like pretty big power spikes when you get extra meat. It's like when you get the slow, when you get the AoE, and then when you start getting extra ones, that's when it gets big. Really? She didn't die? Oh, she died, okay.
Oh, my tower hit him. What?
Oh, it hit them while they were mid-air? That's pretty funny.
Yeah. Hey, go to the tower if you need. Well, never mind.
Yeah. God, did we finally... Jace chased him all the way to the...
Your turret has been destroyed.
Whoa, she tumbled forward into Darius? What?
Enemy double kill.
Oh boy. Oh! That was nice. Kaisa tried to ult to the back line when she'd already been tagged with the Q, and then it stunned her anyways.
Hell yeah.
She's got to be mad about that. She thought she outplayed it.
Can we might have to back here. Maybe not.
I think
I don't know.
Well,
Yeah.
fine. Well, we can get this down here, I guess. I mean, we get Cloud Soul. Let's just go get Cloud Soul.
Not a good idea.
We're staying hard.
Well, did not want to do that.
Yeah, that is bad. Faded by the vein. Well, they do have supers in their base.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Jeez. Yeah, this act's like almost unkillable.
Yeah. Beast.
I'm coming! No! Oh, the bleed. Damn it.
I think y'all probably ought to clean him up though. Vayne especially. Dude, Darius is right there, Vayne. Why would you? She tumbled forward to aim for Dragon when the jungler's sitting right there with Smite. It's like, kill the Darius.
I don't even know anymore.
Well, we get there and they don't get that much out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew he was gonna go for that, so I was banking on that little move there that he tried to pull. Well, I'm gonna keep the control ward. Wait, why don't we have Baron? So we could go for Athene's here. Could have tried for like a super long range ult, but ooh, I don't know about that thing.
Honestly, that saved me. Nice.
Easy support working on that death stance, yeah. What?
You got some coach guys to get at it.
Yep. But alright, man, that was some good games.
Yeah, I'll catch you. I'll probably be on sport. Are you gonna be on tomorrow night?
Yeah, I should be.
All right, cool. I'll hit you up.
Alright, see you, man.
Take care.
Heard something. It was Because it's raining outside. Bard. Yeah, we've been playing Bard for a little bit now. Okay, we'll do one of these coaching sessions here. Let me pull it up. Pull my email. Okay, so they are... Oh yeah, I forgot Twitch ads are unskippable. That's annoying. So they're recorded on Twitch, which we'll be watching. I remember Dagan liked to do that just so I can kind of see the chat and stuff like that. Okay. I can't see outside, but yeah, I heard some stuff like rattling around out there. It's been somewhat stormy around here. Okay, so it's starting off with the timestamp. All right. Okay, so we're just gonna do a coaching session real quick. Then we'll probably play a game. Then we will do another coaching session after that. We'll kind of mix and match here. And I'll record it separately. I know I'm behind on uploading the coaching sessions. I still have like probably, I don't know, 5 or 10 that I need to upload. Try to upload those once per day. Oh yeah, I need to upload for Total War and Witcher today also. Oh, no problem, no problem. Yeah. No, I mean, however you want to do it, I'm cool with it. Okay, let me see here. I can't fast forward or anything on these, so I can just walk through some different things. Okay, let me go ahead and VOD this. Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm the Strategy Professor, and today we're going to be doing a coaching session. And this is on stream for Dagan, Dylan in the chat. So special thanks to Dylan for sponsoring this, aka Do Not Nerf Me on there. If you'd like a coaching session yourself, right now it's just $25 if you're not a channel member, $20 if you are a channel member. Just email me at thestrategyprofessor@gmail.com. Let me know what you have in mind. And I will also have linked in the description to this VOD my coaching playlist. We'll probably have over 250 at the time this gets published, so you can kind of flip through, find any that you might be interested in, and check those out. Looks like this is going to be an ADC game. I have played ADC some. But, you know, support is my main diamond support as of the making of this video. Dagan knows that, and we're going to do the best that we can here. Obviously, I'll at least be familiar with the matchups. And I have played Caitlyn a decent chunk, too. Okay, and then we're streaming this as well, so you might hear me talking with the stream. And Dylan is on the stream, so... you might hear me talking with him as well. We stream every night, usually starting around 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, going till about 4 a.m. There's a couple of, I should say, sometimes I'm a little bit later than that, just depending on what's going on. I have a lot of stuff, going on in my life. Got a family, a house, so just kind of some adulting things to do, and then also teach at a major American university. Teach English, and then we have some other content that we also do in terms of other league content, Total War, all that kind of stuff. Alright, let's see. So Dylan says, a silver 4 game, main account's gold 4. Played support, really don't know if we're going to use how to Nimbus Cloak. Accidentally take lethal tempo. Yeah, you would want to take Fleet on Kate, just because it does give you that sustain to keep pushing. Does give her a little bit of extra movement as well. I mean, Lethal's not terrible. The issue is that Kate just has a really slow base attack speed, so attack speed items and runes aren't the best on her. You have to get them, obviously, like you need a Zeal item, but usually just getting bigger AD, bigger crit. And the Fleet is just to power up in the early game, just to stay topped off. And what else? Nimbus Cloak. I'm not really sure what the meta is right now. I know that people were doing Nimbus Cloak and Gathering Storm. Nimbus Cloak did get nerfed several times. So, while we're in queue here, or watching that, I can look it up. I feel like, are we back to Boots? Boots Biscuits?
Shit, did they trade right at the end of Champ Select on Exodus? Oh, okay, no.
Okay, no, it looks like Presence of Mind. Is that right? That's what a lot of people are doing. So a lot of people are still on the Nimbus, Gathering Storm. Mana can be a little bit of an issue. Yeah, it looks like pretty much everyone's still on the Nimbus, Gathering Storm. There are some lethal tempo takers out there, though. That does scale better later on into the game. You just don't have as much pressure early. If you have a healer in lane, in particular, that might be a bit more useful. Yeah, it looks like people are doing the Presence of Mind, which does give you some mana back. Increases your mana pool a bit, so that's where everybody is. I would think that Triumph would be pretty good, but if you're positioning correctly, maybe you don't need the healing off of that. So like I said, I haven't played Caitlyn in a while. I know you want, like, most of the time Infinity Edge, Rapid Fire, and then maybe Stormrazor. Some people open Stormrazor. I think Stormrazor feels pretty bad to open, but
What is this border and this icon?
Search and Shen. Yeah, I'm not sure what that border and icon are. I mean, I think that Fleet is better early and Lethal's probably better later. Because you're not really taking extended trades in the early game with Caitlyn. You know, it's typically going to be just sort of poke them out, push, and threaten towers and stuff like that. And that's really where her strength is in the very early game. Historically, Caitlyn is great early when people are on like 0 items and maybe all the way up to 1 item, but then she has fallen off a bit after 1 item for the next couple of items just because attack speed doesn't scale very well, and usually you go into a Zeal item. But then once you get to like maybe 4 or 5 items, once you get to that, you know, 75% plus crit, then that's when she really starts taking off because the headshot does scale with crit. And you just have such long range. Well, Triumph also assumes you're getting takedowns to actually function, but I mean, I'm not sure about like her current mana cost. It doesn't seem to me like they would be too proclivative, right? Like they would hold you back too much, but I just always feel like Triumph is just so strong in that tree. And Caitlyn doesn't strike me as someone later in the game who's going to be running out of mana in fights, but I don't know. I mean, people that are a lot smarter than me playing ADC with Caitlyn at sort of the highest level there, taking presence. So I assume it's probably correct. If all of them are doing it, it's not always correct. I think sometimes, you know, some high level people can get it wrong, at least in terms of like what would be effective in lower brackets, but I guess they're not getting it wrong then. But you can't always extrapolate what they're doing to what would be effective in lower brackets, but in this case they're probably right. It probably doesn't matter that much, honestly. jungle is like super low.
CS
Hey, what's up, Cisco? Okay. Yeah, you just want to be just pushing. Anytime you have a headshot, you want to threaten with it.
Yeah.
If you can, just like step up and see if you can get a headshot on him. Like this Ezreal's so far up right now. Be careful. Their jungler might be down here. Their Trundle, your Trundle's top side.
I'm always out of range when she goes. To do
The
that.
thing is, I can't tab though either because you haven't. So you need to tab when Trundle when you see something unusual like that, like Trundle invading their top, because typically their jungler would be top. You need to tab and see if anyone has seen Trundle. Okay, so there's Nidalee. She's bot side. So she could have ganked you guys bottom, but she chose to try to get middle instead. But yeah, anytime you see a jungler like that, or you're just wondering about the jungle, you need to tab, and then you can see how many camps they've done. And that can help inform where they're going to be next. So, for instance, we know she didn't do Raptor's top because Trundle just did them. So that means she probably just, I don't know what she did. Probably went red to wolves to blue to gank. Which means that she's likely going to be doing Gromp right now, and then she'll be on the bottom side of the map. If I had to guess, but I don't know her her count. Oh yeah, there's too many minions there. You're getting blasted by that cannon.
Oh my god.
Yeah, if it's too far away, you know, if she hits one of those binds too far away, just go for a
Oh,
Q
just
on
get
it.
trained. Alright, I'm gonna get a call. Farm. It's fine. Let's try this out once.
Alright, Dragon's gonna be up in a little bit. When you're walking back to lane, try to tab. Not just so we can see Nidalee. Okay, there we go. Oh no, come on, man.
We're gonna be doing an AMA to celebrate the
God, Twitch freaking ads, man. It's like, oh, you want to pause? Does that mean that you want to watch a 30-second ad? Cole. He hasn't bought yet. There's no way to turn it off. No, that's a really obnoxious thing about just Twitch in general that I found is that they don't even give you revenue from the ads until you're a partner. Now, they may have changed that to give you some when you're an affiliate, but when I tried it summer of 2019, they did not. Which I think is really obnoxious. I mean, yes, you are using their platform, but like, that just feels a little exploitative to me to run ads that you can't turn off and not give you revenue for it. With YouTube, you don't get a lot of revenue from ads, but you get something, but you can turn them off. It's like, okay, you're not going to make any money on the video, at least not directly from YouTube if you don't have ads on, but you know, if you're a small-time content creator trying to grow your channel, maybe not having ads is the better move, you know? That's why I usually don't have ads on, or I don't run a lot of ads during the stream. But okay, that was good. Anyways, it's fine. But no, I don't believe there's any way to turn it off because they want to monetize you. Whereas YouTube gives you the option. YouTube's ads, I don't know. I like them a lot better just because the vast majority of them are skippable. And I think you can get your message across in 5 seconds with an ad, like if someone's going to be interested in that product or not, you know? Okay, nice. Good combo. Oof, almost.
Got them in my sights.
Cole is questionable. Yeah, depends on what your buy timing is. Caitlyn is one of those, or I was talking about earlier on the stream, the itemization just kind of feels bad on crit champs sometimes. It's like, that's why some people will go Stormrazor. I think the biggest reason, you better flash. You need to flash earlier. Okay, well you did get out, but it's because Stormrazor's itemization is a lot more friendly because you can get multiple long swords. But ideally, you're getting BF sword into infinity. Huh. Yeah, that's true. I guess the Q plus the E does get really expensive. Yeah, so it looks like a lot of people deal with that by taking Presence of Mind. And Nimbus Cloak, I mean, it does give you basically a ghost plus a flash. Whenever you flash, you also get ghost, so. At least like a little mini ghost.
Don't be caught flat-footed. Sorry, boys. I keep the fuzzy cat's tone. Time for a shakedown.
Nice. Okay, that's a good combo.
Hot on the trail. Steady. An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain. Meet the long gun of the law.
Oof. Ah, she wasted that flash too.
I have the tools.
She's kind of panicked. She's gonna take one more tower shot.
An ally has been slain. So many bad guys. So little time. Want to see a hat trick?
Alright, go ahead and tab. Your tab. When you're walking back to lane, hopefully you'll tab a bit more.
Me? Miss? Not by a
Alright.
long shot.
I understand it kind of feels bad to get pickaxe, but I know the buy timing's tough there. 61, 80, 75. Okay.
Right.
So everyone's kind of even. Kale, I think, has some pretty bad itemization, probably. So the reason that's important is just trying to understand. I mean, I guess as Caitlyn, your build's pretty linear. Like, you're getting same items no matter what, but may not be able to rely on the... Or as Caitlyn. Why the 3 traps there? Just to cut them off from rotating the dragon, I guess. Probably would have held on to those traps just put them closer to the dragon area. You know, like maybe in the bushes.
An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Got them in my sights.
Yeah, and those take quite a while to charge up if you don't have a lot of points in them. So I maybe would have held on to those. Like trapping the ramp or something like that. Dropping 3 there makes a little bit more sense just because it's such a narrow area.
Sorry, boys. I keep the fuzzy cats at home. Meet the long gun of the law.
Sadie.
Turret plating will fall soon.
Let's investigate. Don't be caught flat-footed. So many bad guys. So little time.
Trap, trap, trap. Oh, did you not have a trap? Maybe you didn't have it.
Shut down.
Okay. You got him, that's good.
An ally has been slain.
Time for a shakedown.
Yeah, they
Enemy double kill.
might try to rotate on you, so be careful. She's gonna go for Scuttle or Dragon. I don't know what y'all can do with that, but I guess you can try to go for a Q steal. It's not safe to go out and farm a lane, so yeah, maybe just back. Let's get a back timing in. I mean, I guess you can try to go out and
Verizon knows how to build unlimited right. Start with America's most awarded network.
new Skyops skin for Zed is cool. It probably is. Zed has a lot of cool skins.
Up for a showdown?
Yeah, there's no way you're gonna get that dragon. I mean, either go for a Q steal or just go like maybe the best play there was just go ahead and back. Once that's done, just push up, put him into the tower,
Hot on the train.
push into the tower and his back, just so at least you get a tempo timing on him, so that you get back to lane. You know, maybe 20 seconds faster than them, and you can deny an additional wave or something.
I have the tools for the job.
I'm not playing right now, Ray. This is a coaching session. And then we're going to get back and play another game after this.
Want to see a hat trick?
An ally has been slain.
Who doesn't like being under the gun?
nice. Yeah, I think that's fine. Either sweeper or Farsight's fine. Yeah, Farsight is good, but yeah, if you don't have a sweeper, you need a sweeper.
Shut down.
That was a good adjustment, though. Nice, okay.
Meet the long gun of the law. Me? Miss? Not by a long shot. So many bad guys. So
Huh.
little time.
Okay, good. Yeah, Berserker Greaves plus BF Sword. Yeah.
Let's investigate.
Now we're getting that money, aren't we, Sadie? Yeah, I like the rotation. You could probably call and do Rift.
Killing spree.
Yeah, definitely Rift right now, right now. You only got 30 seconds left. I would have pinged Trundle and done the Rift. It's gonna be gone here in just a moment. Yeah, I think that's a lost opportunity. Just push up middle, and then when you see your jungler on the top side like that, just ping Rift as much as you can and try to get it. Like I said, it does go away, and then you could use that Rift maybe to take down middle,
Catchy. I don't know where I was going.
and
I should have just R'd on Italy just for the assist. I would
and then rotate down for Dragon.
the fuck knows.
So after you get the first tower, they're gonna have to stop it at the second tower with Rift, and then that would give you priority for Dragon.
Has destroyed a turret.
Your team did get top, which is nice. They're gonna trade with Dragon though. Probably. If they're smart. They could trade for Dragon. Let's put it that way.
Up for a showdown.
Looks like they maybe aren't gonna do that though.
Being under the gun.
Oof. Oof. It's looking rough. Is he going the attack speed version? I saw a Yone going like attack speed instead of crit, and it was actually super strong. Oh, he's doing both. So he's getting static. That's kind of weird early on. I think that Phantom's better. Static does give nice wave clear, but anyways, I saw a what did he rush? He rushed Wit's End plus. It might have been Phantom Dancer. but attack speed lowers his cooldown on his Q and his shield, I think. 2 of his abilities scale with attack speed. So that was just like, he was just shredding through everybody, and he had so much lifesteal from the Wit's End, and then he got a Death Stance later. He didn't even have much crit. But he was just obliterating everybody. That was the best one I'd seen. I just wasn't used to it. I was used to Yone's going crit, which they do good damage, but they're so like squishy. But the Wit's End Yone is like, I think, secret OP into AP champs. Okay, so rapid fire next. Okay, that's a good control word. He's got Hex Drinker. Okay, so he's doing Infinity Edge next. Nice. Clean combo. What? So, well, I'm not going to rewind. I'm afraid we'll get an ad. So he got trapped, but then he was also... Oh, it pulls him back no matter what, because it's timed. So he can go back early, but he probably ran out of time. So he got trapped and then pulled back, but you still got to headshot him from a million miles away. That was pretty interesting.
Alright, I need to fucking get the fuck out of here.
They were thinking of doing an item like that. It was like an assassin's dagger or something a few years ago. They decided not to, probably for good reason, but where it'd be expensive and you could activate it and it would allow you to like flash forward or something, and then it would pull you back, or maybe it was just it would pull you back to a certain spot after 4 seconds. It may not have even given you any extra movement. It's a cool concept, but potentially pretty OP. Okay. You're getting poked out.
Fish roll.
Jeez, by this
Risotto.
Nidalee.
A follow.
So far it's looking pretty good. You know, the combo's pretty clean. Yeah, that trap, the trap setup around Dragon was something that could have been done a little bit better.
So many bad guys. So little time.
But overall, it's pretty clean. You know, I wish everybody wasn't A-ramming here, but I mean, you kind of, as ADC, especially as Caitlyn, a lot of the time, you just kind of have to stay middle. You just don't have a lot of power in terms of macro, so you really need to get Kayle in one of these side lanes, and he's not that great in a side lane. Huh. Yeah, especially against the kind of poke stuff they have going on with the Lux and the Nidalee, you really don't want to be grouped up. Ezreal, yeah, I mean, they just want to group up as 5 and just sit there and spam Ezreal, Lux, and Italy on you. They're eventually gonna hit them, you know what I mean? Like, and y'all don't have that much hard engage. I guess like if Morg hits her Q. Get the Yone. I would have rotated over on Yone there when he went in. Off to the left in that bush. I see you're kind of out of mana here. Yeah, maybe it is more of an issue than I think. Yeah, you gotta find some way to break around this, Oh, she went Manamie, Kale? It's gross. You gotta find a way to break out of this ARAM. Like I said, it is a bit tricky because Shin and Yone are both probably better split pushers right now. Certainly better than Annie, or probably better than Annie, maybe better than Kale. Yeah, you can't really make a ton of plays. I probably would have done rapid fire here. I think once you complete Infinity Edge, you get so much value out of extra crit. And it's so much cheaper. Like Bloodthirster's 3,500. Rapid fire, I believe, is 2,600. And you really need the range, so you can actually, you know, clap them from really far away. I mean, Bloodthirster is nice. I understand, like, the poke, like, with them poking you out, the lifesteal seems very appealing, but if you went for the lifesteal rune, which you should be doing, Bloodline, instead of Alacrity. Also, if you had Fleet, that makes it where you don't need Bloodthirster as much. Like Fleet plus Bloodline's usually pretty good for sustain. But yeah, I really like just going for all the crit. Especially rapid fire is just so good. Particularly with headshot. If you have a headshot saved up and you get that long range from rapid fire, it'll just like, you know, delete one of those squishies. It'll knock off over half their health. So yeah, I was saying earlier, the attack speed's not necessarily amazing on her, but like really cheap crit and that extra range on a champion that hits so hard with headshots, just like on a single shot from far away. So it's not that Bloodthirster's terrible. I think if people see like right there, 100% would have been dead. Well, you would not. You do have a BF sword right now, which is probably more damage than Zeal. To be fair, it depends on if that Zeal gives you an extra crit or not right there, but alright, just run. Usually if people get Bloodthirster on Kate, it's like 4th item though. Which I would still rather get 100% crit. But your items do start to get a bit lower in value.
I was so deep. I should have got up. I wasn't getting out.
Yeah, I think y'all did overstay on that, but they probably, well, I don't think they can end here. Maybe. Oof. It's really risky though, because if they kill y'all here, they're gonna get Baron. If they get like 3 people. Okay. Hopefully your team will just back and get dragon. But yeah, I really like Rapid Fire, and then probably Phantom Dancer after that. Like, it's defensive and it's cheap, and it gives you that 100% crit. And then after that, maybe Bloodthirster. They don't have that much of the way of healing. They do have Nidalee, so like Executioners is interesting, but they don't. I don't think they have that much armor, so you don't really need Mortal Reminder. Be careful. I think you're probably good jumping that in the dark because you can see they're pushed into their base, but you know, Nidalee could have been trying to sneak it or something right there. Maybe you just beat her, but that's something to consider. Yeah, y'all can go pressure Baron. I would go trap the ramp. Trap up that Wraith ramp. Then go pressure Baron. Or even just putting a little trap in that pixel bush. A lot of people walk through it. Yeah, Nidalee's bot side. They can't really contest. I would not use my net there. It's pretty long cooldown, and that's, I mean, they're not going to fight you for it, but just in general, like, the little bit of extra DPS on Baron is not worth putting your main defensive cooldown on cooldown.
Want to see a hat trick?
Or some awkward phrasing. Words are hard this time of night. Yeah, I mean, relatively small things that are going to be inconsequential for this game. Just pointing them out, just to think about the future. Y'all would have to do something. They'd have to ace you multiple times at this point to come back in. It's a nice sidestep. It'd be cool if Kayle was like in a side lane, but you know, you can't control her. Okay, nice. Oof. That's good though. Okay, so overall good. Nice clean combos. So I like that. You definitely have the cake combos down. I would say just in general, you were tabbing, but maybe tabbing just a little bit more, especially early on. I mentioned just so that you can try to predict where the jungle is. If you see your jungler invading and their wraiths are up at that point, that means that it's highly likely that their jungler is doing something weird, right? Like either, and I didn't see what Trundle's pathing was. I think Trundle may have started topside. But if you see them top and those wraiths up, that means they either went red, and then they're going down to bottom, which means they could gank you more, or they stayed on the bottom and they're invading your red, or like your wraiths, which means that they're on the bottom side. So just the fact that Trundle is lingering around in their jungle for that long, I would just tab, and especially if you don't have any information about Nidalee, if you can't see any camps or anything, then that means you haven't seen her yet, which means she's on the bottom side of the map. So you have to be careful with when you're pushing in that situation. If you tab and you see her and she's got like, you know, 8 or 12 farm or something like that, and maybe you just didn't see her on your mini map in the top jungle, then at least you know she was topside and maybe Trundle ran her out, or she failed a gank top or mid or something like that. Then you know you're safe to go in and push harder in the bot lane. But in that kind of weird scenario, it's very important to try to tab to just get information on her to see where she might be. And then after you, especially on kind of that first clear, because junglers typically, you know, they'll try to gank before they get scuttle at 315. Most of them do. So that means that a gank's coming in often around like the 2:45 to 3 minute mark. And so you kind of want to try to figure out where that is. Yeah, so that can be helpful. And then also placing your ward. If you don't have to place your ward to watch for an invade, placing it on scuttle if you can get up there and do that around like 2:30 or something like that, can be really useful for your team. So yeah, I know that's kind of like some next level jungle tracking and stuff, but like your basic like combos and basic Caitlyn play is pretty good, you know. So I'm just trying to focus on some higher order type of considerations. But yeah, overall I think that was solid. What else? I mentioned, yeah, I don't know what your back timings were. I think that Cole was okay. If you had to take a really early back, which I think you did. I think you got poked out or something early. So I think Cole was fine there. And when you... I like the BF on the first back. I don't know if you had enough for pickaxe when you got... I think you got Kerchai Shard or... maybe it was Boots and Longsword, but I probably... if you can afford it, if your back timings allow for it, I think you want to start Infinity Edge. It's because it has so much more AD on it. It has 80 AD versus, I'm pretty sure Storm Razor has 55. Oh, we can try one on the Diamond account here since we're flying solo here real quick. But yeah, sometimes if you have suboptimal back timings, right? Like if you have to back and you have like 700 gold, maybe you just have to go for Storm Razor with the double longsword. It has a nicer build path than Infinity Edge, but it's less powerful. So, and I would do rapid fire somewhere in there. I think if you start with Storm Razor and you got a lot of money, like you did right there, you got 2 or 3 kills, I think going straight into Infinity Edge is good. But if you go Infinity Edge first and you're a little more strapped for money, I think getting rapid fire second is certainly an option. Yeah, I would like to see rapid fire somewhere in there in the first like 3 items, and then just take, like I said, take Bloodline and Fleet Footwork, and that should give you enough sustain to where you can just commit more to the crit. And then the final couple of things here. Dylan says, hard time playing the bush more for faster headshot stacks. You can do that. I mean, you shouldn't feel necessarily super pressured to have to go in the bush all the time. Like, it's sort of dangerous to go in the bush in some situations because usually the other support's hanging out somewhere in there and they could hit you with skill shots. A lot of champions have some kind of interaction with the wall, or it at least limits your range of motion when you're close to walls, so it's easier to hit skill shots on you. So it's like, yeah, you can get more headshots out of the bush, but at the same time, it's also less safe a lot of times. So I would not go double BF Kate. I mean, if you're super rich, I guess you can. If you have exactly like 1,300 on your second back, maybe, but I think you're better off completing your items. So it's like, if you have literally the exact amount and it's like you have a very specific timing window where you have to back right then, you have 1,300, you already have 1 BF sword, and you're pushing to try to get the tower and to pressure for a dragon, and you need to spend your gold in the most efficient way possible, yeah, maybe a second BF. But in general, I'd rather get like a pickaxe plus boots plus a control ward or something if you already have 1 BF, just so that you're going to progress your build and get to Infinity Edge faster. But I mean, there are certain situations where you could do double BF, but most of the time I wouldn't do it unless it's, like I said, a very specific situation. Anyways, that's going to be it for the recorded coaching session. Obviously, if Dylan has any more questions or anyone else has comments, we'll keep talking about it. But otherwise, that's going to be it. If you like a coaching session yourself, just email me at thestrategyprofessor@gmail.com. Happy to set that up for you. $25 if you're not a channel member, $20 if you are a channel member. And otherwise, I'll see you next time. Have a good day. Okay, so stream's going to continue. That's just it for the individual VOD. Hey, what's up, Priscilla? Diamond games take so long. Feels like in queue. Okay. Lady, what is it? don't want to put autofill 3 different people. That's a volunteer. Like, I could jungle, and then our ADC could support, and then this guy could...
Right.
I don't know if this guy's trolling or if this guy's serious. I wish people wouldn't troll. I think he's just trolling. He plays top. Bro, you play top. He's just duoed with his friend and he wants to play bottom with him. But, I mean, I'm probably going to end up dodging this anyways. So this guy's jungle. This guy's 80% Kate. This guy's okay on Echo. Please don't do Trist middleman. If we have triple AD, that's gonna be bad. Azir? He's okay on Azir, I guess. We got something weird going on. What is it? Zillion mid, I guess. I guess we'll play it. It's not amazing, but hey, thanks, David. I appreciate it. What is our comp? Bunch of squishy people. I mean, we do have a lot of AP threat though, so they can't just stack all armor. Lucian should be able to dominate the Shin as long as he doesn't die to Nunu ganks a lot. We do have enough sustained damage that the Zillion ult hopefully is not that big of a deal. We'll see. I mean, we don't have a ton of experience on the champs we're playing. It's okay, but it's also double duos, so hopefully they're communicating and stuff like that. You know what? I'm actually, since this bot lane matchup matters so much,
30 seconds until minions spawn.
I'm gonna hook this Lucian up with a couple of shrines.
Minions have spawned.
because that important, or that does matter quite a bit. That matchup, we really need Lucian to do well there. I wish it would tell you how many shrines are on the ground somewhere on your W. Like, he already used his middle. Okay, so we can go ahead and use one here. Because you can only have 3 on the map at any given time. You didn't know that. Okay, he did use those shrines top. Wow, what? Solo? It's not good for business. Shin does have Ignite. I guess Lucian probably took a tower shot and Shin maybe flashed after. And that's the only thing I can think of. How he loses that early. Shin had to like taunt him under tower or something. It's like, bro, you were full health. Why did you just take that? Come on now. That is pretty nice to have a Cloud Dragon before your first ult. On a big like playmaking champ. We're about even on CS. Pushing into us. Which is pretty good considering I was able to go get a bunch of chimes and dragon. Oh my gosh. Shen only has 18 CS. Yeah, I mean, Lucian is dominating. He just got killed somehow. Okay, good. BF sword. We're basically even. Just fine. They are going to outscale us a little bit with Lulu, probably, but I don't know. It, like, Bard scaling is so weird because, like, his ult just, like, can completely win the game. If you get the right kind of ult, it just totally depends on how you're using that ult a lot of times. And then his chimes do offer you, like, basically some free scaling damage. Nice. Why do people hate libertarians? It depends on the people. If I were to try to play devil's advocate, I think that one of the major critiques would be from the left. I think people on the right don't typically hate libertarians. Oof. But I think on the left, they would see it as being socially irresponsible. To just saying, like, you're letting a large portion of your population down, I think is part of it. Like that there's some sort of either moral or even structural obligation to help underprivileged people. So you could take that from sort of a moral perspective and just say, you know, you don't want people starving in the street and you try to help them. But also you could look at it from a structural perspective, where, you know, a lot of empires historically, how they've fallen or how a lot of societies have a lot of trouble is they underestimate the impact that, like, poverty can have on the stability of a society, right? If people are, you know, have a low standard of living, and especially if they perceive they're getting slighted or cheated somehow, and that becomes a widespread narrative in a culture, then that leads to, like, different forms of open rebellion, which cause a lot of problems. What a blowout. So that's the critique. I'm not saying that that's what I personally believe, but that is the critique of it. obviously the pro-libertarian stance is that you want to try to give, and I mean, there's a difference sort of between economic libertarianism and kind of cultural, societal libertarianism, I guess. You know, the other stance is that you want to give kind of maximum freedom to people as much as possible, and that's one of the founding principles of America, is allowing people freedom. And if you're giving people freedom, that means there has to be consequences too, and people have to be allowed to fail. Damn, that was rough. That Shin's taking us out to the dumpster. So those are kind of, you know, the two probably most prominent sort of thoughts about it is like, you know, how do you balance out sort of that freedom? How do you balance out that freedom with social responsibility, and how much of that, you know, is worth considering? So a lot of it basically comes down to what is your obligation to poor people, pretty much, right? Either, not even necessarily obligation, but what better way to think of it might be like, what's the optimal way to deal with poverty? Because there's always going to be inequality and poverty in a society. So it just comes down to how do you want to deal with that, and how much is like a tolerable amount. So it's like, should you just, you know, give everybody free money and, you know, just free everything? Try to help them out, or do you just let people die in the street? You know, those are kind of the extremes. Or is it like somewhere in between? Well, I don't know. That's a little hyperbolic. Once the government gives you something, they can take anything away. I think there are certain rights. Now, the government can change dramatically. I mean, it's always in sort of a dynamic state. Government obviously can do bad stuff. That was too far for me to try to make that play, I think. So yeah, I mean, a lot of it's just going to depend on, well, how much do you want the government involved too? Should the government own all industry? Should the government only own some things? Own nothing? Yeah, that's kind of a lively debate. That has certainly been complicated by COVID, right? A lot of people that were, you know, just 6 months ago critiquing governmental assistance and poverty and bailouts and all that kind of stuff are happily accepting, you know, their stimulus checks these days. They're happily accepting, you know, these anti-foreclosure and sort of rent-fixing measures and things like that, right? It's been like one of the biggest, I think it is literally the biggest and fastest expansion of the government and governmental spending ever. I don't know, maybe the New Deal was more like adjusted for inflation, but anyways, living very interesting times. I haven't listened to John Stossel. I'm not sure. I mean, I can sympathize with a lot of different stances and try to understand a lot of different stances politically and economically, I think. And I think that, there definitely are some merits to libertarianism for sure. Trying to take initiative, trying to... Oof. But I think there is something to be said. And I think the argument doesn't get talked about enough. Like, a major consideration of that. I'll give you a spoiler. Well, I'll say I was pretty far leaning on sort of the libertarian side when I was a lot younger. Not to say that I'm not or don't sympathize with it as much, but I think that one issue that doesn't get talked about from either side is sort of how poverty affects the structure of society. People usually make it into a moral issue, which is an interesting, kind of standard route, but a lot of people don't think of it from the structural side that I mentioned before, where if you don't in some way try to at least placate people that are poor, even if you're kind of taking the practical side of it, even if you think whatever, these people don't deserve it, they don't deserve healthcare or jobs or whatever, right? They made bad decisions in their life and they need to pay the consequences for that. Something like that type of approach, like looking at it from a practical sense, like someone maybe doesn't deserve it, in quotes, however someone defines that, but you have to give poor people a narrative where they still need to like buy into society and believe in it. Because if they don't, like I said before, that's when you start getting rebellions and like serious problems. Damn it, I missed him with the W. Yeah, it was like almost right on top of him. I maybe could have ulted that. I don't know. It was tough to, because everyone is so low. I didn't want to screw over our kills. So maybe I could have done that better. But I think that's a structural side of it that just never gets talked about. It's like, if people get too poor and they get too pissed off at the government, then you start to see rioting and structural problems. I mean, we're already seeing some of that, at least about, like, from the racial side of it. Right now. But if people become, like, increasingly dissatisfied, it creates a lot of problems. So even if you are like, and a lot of the, wealthy elite people are aware of this, right? Not only just from kind of the moral position of it, but from the structural position, your Bill Gateses, your Jeff Bezoses and stuff like that. Like, they know that you got to keep people happy and distracted, right? You got to give them the bread and circuses and kind of the Roman aspect of it. That's what I think. That's my theory, is that, like, regardless of whether, someone thinks it's a moral issue or what somebody deserves or not, it's like, look, do you want your house to get, like, raided, and you to be, like, dragged out and lynched by some mob, at some point? If not, you got to at least give people the narrative that there's hope and that it's a fair society, and at least a little bit. There's always going to be some, grumblings, right? And there's always going to be some inequities in a society, but you just don't want it to go too far. to where people want to take their ball and go home. And by go home, I mean burn everything and grab their pitchforks and all that stuff. Yeah, I mean, that's basically right what Alexander's saying, right? Where they, you know, mandate that people couldn't work for a little bit there. And being also, in my opinion, really screwing up, regardless of who you want to try to place the blame on. You know, I guess you could think of that as debatable, but I think America has really, really dropped the ball on handling COVID, especially in the beginning, and that's the most important time, is to try to stop the snowball, right? Like we had, especially since we're the richest country in the world by an extremely large margin, like there's no excuse for why we shouldn't have better widespread testing, better screening, and better protocols, and taking this much more seriously. I mean, people were like flagging this virus as something that like is really important that people should pay attention to, you know, even back in like December, and definitely in January, and like 100% in February and March. It was something that should have been taken like really, really seriously. So anyways, I'm not, you know, trying to get political or saying any one person or anything like that is to blame for this, but and I mean, part of it is we're just poorly set up to handle a pandemic in general. So, you know, I think there were some programs that were removed that we were trying to build towards this type of scenario for the last like 5 years or so, but those were discontinued and not taken seriously. But anyways, yeah, I mean, the government just really screwed up big time. And, you know, I was thinking like, how much cheaper would it have been to just implement, or at least have some of this stuff planned out, or some of these protocols, or to implement it earlier, rather than having to pay the whatever $5 trillion $5 trillion we're gonna have to pay to, you know, try to clean up the mess. It would have been much easier to spend even $1 trillion, and that's not even, I think the number for the pandemic preparedness stuff was like $10 billion or something. Like, it was just a joke how low the price was. But anyways, yeah, so the government does have to step in, I think, and try to do something to help people out, even though it's going to be absurdly expensive. And in theory, maybe there's inflation from all the money printing down the line, but yeah, I mean, people were already rioting in the streets. Like, we've seen some of the most like rioting. Now it's for different related, economics is related to kind of the, I think, to sort of the questions of racial justice and all that stuff like that. But people were already rioting in the streets for that. Like, we've seen some of the most riots since like the 60s, probably. And yeah, it's not explicitly for those types of reasons, but people are already pissed and they're just looking for a reason, right? To go out and start rioting, and all that kind of stuff. And if you just compounded that with even more poverty, even more distrust of the system and stuff like that, then it would just be a nightmare. So what are we looking at time wise? We do like one more, I guess. Yeah, jungle game in here. So yeah, this is, if you really like to cut back on spending, this is not gonna be, you're not gonna be happy in this era. I mean, I just don't think that's really ever gonna happen again. Like, I just can't foresee like rates ever going up any sort of amount. I mean, maybe at like 5 years down the line, but they've already been like borderline, like super close to zero ever since 2008. And I just don't think they're ever going to raise rates a significant amount again. Like, they raised them up, what, in like 2016 or 2018, I can't remember, sometime in the last 4 or 5 years, they raised them up like 1% or 1.5% or something like that. And everyone lost their mind. The market fell like a ton. I think it was winter of 2018. And I think that just politically, like, you have to spend right now. And you're always gonna, like, that's just, that entire platform as being kind of a conservative issue or a libertarian issue, like cutting back on government spending and government programs and stuff. There's just no way that's gonna happen. Like, that's just been completely dropped off the docket. But yeah, there's just no such thing as sort of fiscal restraint in that sense. Like, it's just got to be, you try to grow your way out of it. And really, honestly, if they are going to have rates that, like, that absurdly low, like almost zero rates, then, like, they should be borrowing and spending a lot because it's virtually free. Because people are willing to buy it. I mean, if the government can, you know, sell people loans at like 0.5% or something for 30 years or something crazy, like, you know, you'd be stupid not to take that. So I think that it's actually, like, economically more responsible for the government to take out massive loans while it's basically free. I mean, there's an argument for even going into negative rates. That's very theoretical. Europe's done that in some places, like Germany. Okay, let me make sure I get the right stuff here. I might get invaded by this kindred, which is gonna be rough. No, I haven't looked at Samira yet. I can look at it after this if people want to see that. Yeah, the narrative does keep changing. Well, I mean, our understanding of sort of the virus has been evolving and changing as well, but I think there's been some really obvious stuff, like qualities to it, and there have been lots of very clear guidelines, and other countries have done certain things to, like, the testing thing, there's absolutely no excuse for that, why there's not more widespread testing and sort of tracking and stuff like that. That's the biggest thing in my mind, is that, like, right now it still takes multiple days, like sometimes 4 days or something, for people to get results back. But yeah, I know, like, the US, you gotta be fair with it. Like, the US is a very large country, and there's a lot of geography, and there's, like, a bunch of different states, you know, with different regulations and stuff like that interacts with the government and different regulations. The U.S. has an extremely complicated political system and just sort of cultural network that you have to operate within. And so it's a lot harder for the U.S. to completely eradicate or deal with the virus in the same way as somewhere like New Zealand, which is a much smaller area and a much more homogenous, as far as I know, of like a much more homogenous culture where you can get stuff done really quickly. Or some smaller European countries, or even South Korea, that's had a lot more success because there's just a lot less stuff, a lot less variables to try to manage, and it's just a lot easier to contact trace and stuff like that and keep up with people. But in the US, where everyone's constantly like shifting around between different state regulations, state borders, all that kind of stuff, it's a lot harder to deal with. But I still think that there should be a way to do it. I mean, it's hard to like really know what's going on with China's numbers on this kind of stuff, because they definitely do conceal a certain degree of information, right? Like, that's no secret. But it's like to what degree they're concealing it. And they have a little bit more of a, you know, slightly more authoritarian setup there as well, so they can get stuff done really quickly. Like, basically the government says we're doing this, it gets done like immediately. so they can have sort of a more swift response. As long as if they're making good decisions, then good decisions can be made faster. But anyway, I'm just saying, I don't know where I'm going with that. I think that there's definitely ways we could have optimized this. I think there's really obvious stuff that should have been done that wasn't done. Once again, I'm not trying to lay that at like one person's doorstep, but I know it's complicated. Just let that go. We're up on her on a camp. It's fine if she wants to take our top side. What'd she go? She went just straight double buff into attack us. So we can do our golems.
They should run now.
Our golems scuttle her gromp. Against an invader, you just, it's like Shyvana or something else. It's like not great early. Just let it go. You know, like don't count on your other team to come and help you. Just say whatever, sure, you can have it.
On wings of fury.
And just go do something else. On this though, maybe we go for this. This is one of her marks. Anyone? She smited like super early there. She's going to the other scuttle. She's just kind of like running around the map.
They have faced nothing like me.
Let it go, let it go, that's right. I have a student in my class named Elsa this semester. I'm like, was Frozen around
Enemies of Demacia will
when her parents
fall.
named her? I'm not sure. Maybe they just thought it was a cool name. She probably gets teased about that all the time, I imagine. Please don't die to this country. Oh, the shield. You know what? I could just go ahead and get boots. Oh no, I can't get boots. Never mind. Scratch that.
I go. Killing spree.
Cannot get boots. Yeah, basically. Yeah, she really screwed up that smite. I mean, she's just running around getting buffs. Like, she just went her blue to her red to my blue, basically. It's like, okay, sure. I mean, the buffs are cool, but they're not worth that much more than the normal camps. The golems are actually worth more. People think buffs are like a massive deal. It's like, they're okay. I mean, some champs gotta have like the mana buff. The red buff's pretty good, but it's like, it's not worth 2 camps, certainly.
An ally has been slain.
She gonna, oh, she's gonna try to probably go for my wolves. And there's one of the problems with Kindred. So predictable where she's gonna be a lot of time. And I don't have smite, but I don't think it should be a problem. They don't have any globals yet, so. Kind of sucks I didn't get the gold for that, but whatever. As long as Kaisa's using it well, it's fine. This Riven's going off. I'm always tempted to try out Riven. Like, I was watching a Riven montage earlier. I'm like, man, that looks so cool. I want to try that out. But... walking past a camp to get to a camp. Yeah, basically, just really inefficient pathing.
On wings of fury.
I've been kind of skipping the runic. I don't know if that's correct or not. Early, just it feels like Nashor's just helps out so much with your clear.
They have faced nothing like me.
Wow, the Riven got out of that? Okay. Kindred might come down here and try to get this camp.
Without remorse.
She already had that scuttle.
I will eat it.
Alright, our Riven's like mega strong right now, so I think we can kind of sneak in here. Oh my god. Gee, that was some mega money right there. Oh god. I didn't even think about the Lux rotating up there. There's some bling right there.
The dragon rears. An ally has been slain.
Damn, this Kindred's getting paid off. All these like goofy pickup kills. Even though I'm murdering her on farm.
I go.
And objectives. But that's alright.
They should run now.
I should have left or like dodged the Lux stuff. I just wasn't even thinking about it.
The quiet before battle. I smell fear. An ally has been slain.
Guys, can we just stop giving her kills? God bless. She's literally running around A-ramming. Or I guess not A-ramming, but the jungle equivalent. Just chasing kills. the fuck? Oh. I guess he comboed me over the wall. Wasn't even thinking about it. Yeah, they're gonna get dragon. Hopefully Ribbon. She's getting some CS, which is good, but
On wings of fury.
okay, yeah, sounds good, Dylan. Thanks, man. Yeah, we'll get that tomorrow.
They are before me. An enemy has been slain. An enemy has been slain. Without remorse. The enemies of Demacia will fall.
Fuck, I knew that could happen. I should have just smited it.
They have
I was like, well, I haven't seen her, so I'll just hold on to my smite.
has been slain. An ally has been slain.
How many times? They've died 7 times.
They should run now. Your turret has been destroyed.
They're playing very conservatively. Oh, maybe.
I smell fear.
Kind of a waste of time. Interesting look. I mean, I was kind of waiting on Rift anyways. I could have farmed my Campso, but maybe she's already bushed him a couple of times and he's just really scared. It was a smart ward by him.
They see their end. An ally has been slain. Enemy double kill. An enemy has been slain.
Okay, at least I got 1 kill back.
On wings of fury.
Are you fucking serious?
You have been slain.
Literally all of my health in one combo? How? She's got one item. Oh my god. Can I make a bard guide if there's a donation for it? I think I did one earlier this year. I can't remember. I know I've done one before, but
The quiet before an enemy has been slain.
right now I'm trying to catch up on stuff that there's donations for. Hey, what's up, Threshbot? Thanks.
Without remorse.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did one. It was either earlier this year or last year. I can't remember. I know I've got one on there. I could try to do more, you know, like donation guides and stuff like that, but I'm kind of backlogged on other stuff that I need to be doing. Like I need to do, I still have to do some Total War stuff, some Total War campaigns there's been donations for, and then I've still got to keep the Witcher episodes coming in. Some donations for Deadwood,
Your team has destroyed a turret.
which I'm not sure what that is, but some kind of horror game. So it's hard for me to like justify doing like a ton of I mean, I know people like the guides, but in all honesty, like it's probably going to get less than 1,000 views if I do that. So I just kind of got to go with the donation stuff first, because that's sort of what keeps the lights on, you know what I mean? As much as I love doing those type of guides. So if someone wants to donate for it, I'll do it, but until I get caught up on everything else, I got to leave kind of the free content. I got to prioritize the donation content, is what I'm trying to say.
They should run.
So I still definitely do like the tier lists and stuff like that every patch, but is that warded or something? Yeah.
The enemies of Demacia will fall.
You can get a sweeper probably at this point.
The dragon nears.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
On wings of fury. The quiet before battle. They have faith.
I need to probably just buy here.
Your team has
Get Oblivion Orb, I guess. They don't have like any magic resist, so probably the best thing I can buy right now. I really wish like Oblivion Orb had 10% CDR and a Fiendish Codex in it, but yeah, if I do get caught up, I'll try to do some more individual guides. It's just, like I said, the viewership just hadn't been there. Like some of the older guides that I did, you know, you get at least like 2,000 views or something for it. It's like, okay, but it's like when it's like 300 or 400 views, especially for like fairly popular champions that I do a lot, it's tough.
An ally has been slain.
Fuck are they? Can we do Baron? I think we could have done Baron, maybe. Riven's dead, but...
Without remorse.
Try to push up the lanes first if you can, if you have an empty lane. And then go get the camps. You always want to try to do the most forward thing that you can and then get the other stuff on the way out. Hey, thanks for the sub, I appreciate it. Fucking Lux, dude. I should have been a little more cautious there. That was a bit reckless. I was thinking like Nami's gonna come up, and I could maybe clap the Nami, but
An enemy has been slain.
I don't have that much healing. I mean, this is, and I'm like a poke champ rather than sustain, so I think I'm just gonna go for like maximum pin here.
I smell fear.
Hey, thanks, Alexander. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm doing a I do SFO Legendary a lot of times. Not a lot of other content creators use that mod, I don't think, but it's really cool. I do some vanilla stuff too. It's just whatever people donate for, but I think that's kind of my niche. And I just explain stuff a lot. You know, play it on Legendary. Don't cheese. That's another thing. Is I, you know, deliberately try to take on tough battles sometimes, and I do everything I can not to like farm rebellions or, you know, just do any other stuff that's like not necessarily bad, but I think just trivializes mechanics in the game that are really interesting. You know, running around, running the archers out of ammo, the enemy archers, or like, you know, enemy siege equipment, stuff like that. So I think just trying to do like maybe some more authentic type of legendary campaigns with SFO. And I'm doing a Chem War campaign right now. I'm still releasing episodes on the Orion campaign, doing Chem War. There's going to be a Wolfric campaign using Radius and some kind of Legendary Lord mod.
The dragon nears.
There's nothing really to take there. if we can do it or not. I don't know where they are. I didn't have Dragon Form. I guess I would get Dragon Form off the Baron. The problem is Kai'Sa's bottom. I mean, they're all gonna go for Kai'Sa. I think we can get this. At least force them to come, like, take a look, you know what I mean? Yeah, if I'd thrown that a bit further, I think I could have hit him.
I go.
Okay, they backed off. They're scared. Yeah, I'd like to do more single-player games. It's just about trying to, because my viewership's so low, it's just about trying to make it, you know, viable. I do teach at a, you know, big American university. I do, you know, have a family, house, you know, adulting stuff. So, you know, trying to do too much for free. I already do, like, you know, about 50 hours a week of content, usually for free. Basically between the streams and tier lists and just other types of kind of standard league content that I do. But yeah, for the other single player stuff, just like $5 an hour, plus the cost of the game for like Witcher or something like that is something I'm trying to do a bit more, which is still like really cheap.
On wings of fury.
And it could have some of this stuff warded. Gotta be careful. Oh my god, how? I don't know how the hell I wasn't able to jump around that. That was pretty annoying. We need Riven in a side lane and Kai'Sa with us so we can actually do Baron. We gonna do it? Yeah, I mean, if they don't come over here. I appreciate the recommendation too, that's great. It always helps. It's too slow. I was trying to ult away from her, but she didn't even hit me with her ult. She hit me with her other stuff and killed me. always shoot us back. I should have ulted like preemptively, knowing that they're gonna try to make a play to shut us down. And what else could we get? I guess we could get a rod. Maybe a Leandre's next. I'm just getting a blasting wand. Huh. Yeah. I mean, she's not OP or anything. I just need to play around it better. I'm just getting hit by too much stuff. I mean, we overstayed. Like, that's probably the #1 like macro mistake people make, is they overstay on those Nexus towers. Or like after inhibitors down, they overstay. She's dead. Seriously? I thought that was in the fucking thing. Oh my god. Well, I got trolled. I think we win anyways. I thought that the her ult, like the dragon was in the ult. I guess it was just like right on the edge, not in the ult. That's why I didn't smite, because I was waiting on it to end. I don't guess it matters. I should have paid closer attention. Hey, what's up, Daniel? That's true, yeah, I should have looked at the glow around the dragon itself. I just wasn't paying attention. I got the Baron off of that, where she had the Baron ulted so she couldn't smite it. Yeah, I was really just focused on killing her, and then she ulted, and then I was like, alright, yeah, I just wasn't paying attention. Anyways, okay, well that's going to be it for today. Thank you all very much. We'll be back tomorrow. I will try to be back, or like on time. I'm going to bring up the old school clock radio too. I think sometimes I turn off my alarm in my sleep, not paying attention. I'll think I'm hitting snooze and I'll accidentally hit like off. Something like that. But which is going to be really bad if I like miss a class one day, because that's never happened. But it's been kind of close where the alarm didn't go off, but I just like naturally woke up around the time that I need to wake up. So anyways, all right, well, that's going to be it. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to like and subscribe if you did, and I'll see you next time.